Good evening. This is John Bailey, and this is People to Be Heard, the program where people who have something to say have their say. And tonight you've got Jane and Tarzan, or Tarzan and Jane, the new Tarzan and Jane. They are the young lady, Jenna DeLucco.
That's me.
In the center spot. And Chris Stevens,
hello,
who plays Tarzan in the new, bona fide, absolutely star show of the year at the White Plains Performing Arts Center that is running December 8th through January the 10th. And first of all, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
And I want to start off with, how did you decide that you wanted to go out for this show?
Jen?
Okay, well, I have actually never been in a Disney musical before, and I have always loved Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast and all those wonderful movies, and it was a great opportunity to get my chance to play a Disney heroine, and I had also previously worked with Steven, our musical director, and Lexi, our choreographer.
I see. And did you really feel confident? Oh, this part is made for me?
I did, and I hope that they felt the same way, and I guess it worked out.
As it certainly did. Now, Chris, how about you? How did you come to try for the show?
Tarzan's actually one of my favorite Disney movies that I've ever seen. I've got like a top 5 that all rank as #1, and Tarzan's definitely #1 of #1.
Wow.
But I saw the show 3 times on Broadway. The music always spoke to me. I saw the post actually last minute and decided I want to go in for it because I knew I loved the show.
It was fate.
It was fate, but I knew that if it wasn't Tarzan, then it wasn't for me. Like this role has always spoken to me, and the music just.
Have you seen the original Tarzan movies?
I've not seen. No, I mean I've seen clips of it, a little bit of on YouTube. There's some stuff up there. I tried not to watch all of that. I knew the musical, and that was the only version besides the movie, the Disney animated movie that I had grown into. So I wanted to stay in the Disney realm rather than go where the book goes or the series goes.
I see. And how is your director handling it?
I mean, so far, so he's
how is he staging the show? What is the deal?
He's very much, he has the general idea of what he wants in the picture, and he lets the actors play.
It's very collaborative.
Yeah.
We really get to work together and figure out what's going on and see what translates the best for the audience and for the actors as well.
And he's given us some stuff too, even I think in the past week, that we just like, Jenna and I will be doing it, and then we're like, hey, we're not feeling that, can we fix it?
Yeah.
And we want to find what's fluent, what speaks to us, and it's going to be most honest on stage.
I see. Now, how long does he let each reversal scene go before he corrects? Does he correct as you're rehearsing and you take it over, or does he wait till a bit is ended and then he talks to you about it?
It depends on the scene itself. Usually he'll give us sort of like a roadmap before we start, where we need to hit in terms of on the actual stage, what points we need to be at, and then we'll kind of just give it a go, and then we'll talk about it afterwards.
And so you tweak it as it goes.
It's constantly being evolved. Yeah, it's constantly being adjusted and fine-tuned.
Now, a non-professional question. I've never acted before, and the few times I auditioned for local groups, I didn't get it because I was overacting.
Oh, that just means you were committing 120%.
That's why I was figuring. But anyway, the question I would have for you is, how did you decide you wanted to be an actor and an actress?
I was kind of, acting didn't come in right away for me. I had my cousin, I still have a cousin, Jen, who's my oldest cousin on my dad's side. She used to sing at all of our family events, and she had the voice, and still does, of like Patsy Cline. I used to sit at she would sing for my grandparents.
Favorite country singer.
Seriously, I would sit there and just watch her, and my jaw would be dropped, and my eyes were teary-eyed just watching her. And my grandmother actually caught onto it and said, "My mom, you should get him, started. He clearly has a liking for it." So I started the singing route and really was involved with the music. And then I guess around the age of like 12 or 13, I did my first musical, which was Guys and Dolls in 7th grade, playing Uncle Arvide. So it was a great musical, great intro to the musical theater. But it really got involved with somebody and found a group of people, and my music director and the director of the musical that year, really, she inspired me to stick with it, and It was a lot of work, but it was worth it in the end. It's been the best part of my life so far.
Yeah.
Well, I think we have a very similar story, which I didn't realize. We never talked about this before. I started as a singer from a very, very young age, always singing, music. My parents say I sang before I really was talking. So that was always a big part of my life. And I like to think that I didn't really choose it, and it chose me, actually. And I did my first musical around age 10. I did The Wizard of Oz. I was in the Emerald City, helping Dorothy get ready for my debut. And then I guess my big decision to pursue this professionally came when it was time to choose where I would go to college. And that was when I said, okay, this is where I'm really going to commit to this and make this my
You grew up in
profession.
Tarrytown.
I grew up in Greenberg, yeah.
Greenberg, right?
Mm-hmm.
That, right around that college age.
Right,
is when
right,
you,
yeah. Right next-
you all have to start thinking, like,
Yeah.
what am I doing with
What
my
am I
life?
gonna
Yes, well, right next to White Plains, so you could actually say you're from White Plains, right?
I can.
Yes, absolutely. Right.
Local
angle,
star,
always,
right?
always looking for that local angle. So now the audition arduous route.
Yes.
How do you deal with rejection?
Oh. Well, I'm very lucky to have very supportive family and friends. And I can, when I need to, really vent and kind of let all that sort of rejection and negativity go, and then dust yourself off and keep going the next day. So, yeah.
Dust yourself off and say, well, they're a mistake.
Yeah.
Okay, exactly. And you? Do you
Yeah.
have a special way of handling it?
It's,
Or is
you
mindset?
can't, you expose yourself to a certain extent in every audition, but you have to remind yourself that you can't take it personally. You might not be the right height, you might not be the right weight, you might not have the right color eyes, but you really just have to go in there and give everything you can and let it go. If you hear from them, great, you get the job. If you don't, then on to the next one.
Did they have you practice the Tarzan yell?
We did, no, not specifically. So I did the audition in New York, and then we actually had callbacks here, like a week later, where we all danced. There were like 40 of us in the male overview of who was being seen for the show, so we all danced, and there were 6 of us specifically that were called back for Tarzan. So they let the ensemble people go learn some music, and they kept the 6 of us guys that were up for Tarzan, and we had to dance again. And then we were doing scene work with Jenna. Was actually you came later that day, so she was the last Jane I got to read with that day.
And the electricity was
It
there.
was literally. I mean, I think I've been here like 6 hours, and then literally the last 20 minutes they're like, wait, we have one more girl that walked in, and we want you to sing with her. And the minute she walked in,
You can't make this up.
no, I'm not kidding. The minute she walked in, I was like, wow.
Oh,
there
thank
was something special.
That was your first thought.
It was wow. And then they had us do the scene, and I was let go for the day.
Yeah, and then I had to stay. But I had a gut feeling as soon as we read together. Chris was the only Tarzan I actually wound up reading with, and I said, okay, he's definitely got this in the bag.
Okay. Well, I feel another musical coming on. Okay, so you both sing in the show.
Yes.
What are your big songs? Your big songs?
Well, Jane's big songs are actually not in the animated film, but they are in the Broadway production, so they're in our production as well. Her first song, when she first is introduced to the audience, is "Waiting for This Moment," and it's, without giving too much away, it is about her sort of dream coming true about being in Africa with all these beautiful plants and nature and natural elements. And then she has little things here and there, and her final big song is a duet with Tarzan, close to the end of the show.
Could you give us a little of that big song? Yes, if you want.
Oh, sure. Just a cappella, I guess, huh? Okay, I'll give you a little bit. Oh, I've been waiting for this moment. Oh, it seems like all my life. Here we go.
Oh, it's an excellent start. And what is your big song?
Well, I sing about 8 songs in the show. The same songs from the movie are still there. Strangers Like Me. Then they also do the Trash in the Camp, which I'm not a part of, but which we all wish we were because it's so much fun.
I know, we get to be backstage.
But my favorite thing is probably the duet that I get to sing with Jenna for the first time. It's just this beautiful melody, and the harmonies in it are really, really sweet. And then there's a song at the end of Act 1 that I sing by myself called Everything That I Am. And it's actually a song that I sang when I graduated high school as like my bon voyage song in a theater group I was doing. So it's kind of come full circle now. I'm doing the role, and it's just, talks about family, it talks about finding who you are. And
would you feel comfortable doing a couple of lines of the duet? Since
it's up to you. Where should we go from?
Let's just take it from the second verse there.
Okay.
Yeah.
second verse.
Second verse. If you want to hear the whole song, you have to buy tickets.
You have to buy tickets and come see us.
December 18th to January 10th.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So here I am feeling things I've never felt, and all because of him. My world is changing.
She's turned my whole world upside down.
Everything that I do to catch his eye. Oh, and I won't deny, I stand here guilty.
I wonder if she feels the same.
'Cause this affection
as
I feel
has gotten the better of me. Come check us out.
Absolutely. Next, and that's only part of it.
That's only a little
Well,
bite.
listen, thank you. I hope we're not violating anything.
No.
Good. Very good. So, anyway, lines. I mean, I don't think anyone realizes how tough mentally the job of acting is. Now, how long did it take you to learn your lines? Did you have to learn them all?
It's still a
before you were
process.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I have the easy part when it comes to lines. Jenna, so basically, if you know Tarzan at all,
Yeah.
Jane is the one who's teaching Tarzan to speak.
Yes.
So when I'm with the
Teaching
apes,
English.
teaching English, yes.
Mhm.
So when I'm with the apes, we communicate properly. This is just the way we speak, Then every time Jane and Tarzan are together, Tarzan's in the learning process. So I have a lot of repetition from what she says.
Right.
Jane comes on and gives monologue after
Jane
monologue.
loves to talk. She has a lot to say. She's very, very buoyant. So it's sort of just a constant, not babble. She just has a lot of things to get out. So it's really, it's repetition. It's actually, for me, it's a lot of rhythm. Sort of remembering the way the words scan. And yeah, just hoping that there's a connection.
What are the most dramatic parts of the show?
Dramatic parts.
Dramatic
There's definitely,
lot.
so, Jane wants Tarzan to leave with her and go back to where he should be with people, and that's kind of the drama
It's
between
very
us.
hard, yeah. She really, really wants him to join her in England, and a lot of figuring out, and without giving the ending away, figuring out how they're going to make this sort of new relationship work with being from two completely different worlds is where my character's drama comes from.
And
Tarzan has a lot of...
There's a lot of underlying unspoken between Kerchak, the father ape, and Tarzan, who is his son figure. Tarzan being misunderstood and just trying to fit in and, prove that he's never going to hurt his family. And then there's also the drama of the mother-son relationship, and she kind of, Kala, the mother ape, goes against her her normal life and wants to raise Tarzan, and now he's in her debt, and how are they going to make that relationship last? And there's a lot. It's a big emotional journey throughout the whole 2.5 hours. So,
well, it seems like a real family show in every sense of the word. But
Beautiful show.
there was always these conflicts in every family.
Well, yeah, and I think even though we're dealing with this classic story that has romance and adventure, I really think that the essential themes are super relatable no matter who you are or where you are, what stage in life, about, acceptance and where do I belong and kindness and family. It's just, yeah.
yeah, and Jeremy said a really cool thing, our director, at the first day of rehearsal, is
Oh, right, yeah.
family isn't necessarily what you're born into. We choose family as well. We choose the people we want to surround ourselves with and who we want to be inspired by and who is going to have that impact on our life. So family is not only just who you're related to in blood, it's the people that you choose to surround yourself by.
Okay. We're talking, of course, with Forget the name cards right here. Okay, we're talking with Jenna Delaco, who's the Jane in Tarzan, the stage musical, which is being presented by the White Plains Performing Arts Center December 18th to 20th. And, no, December 18th to January the 10th.
Even more time to come see us.
Even more time. And
Come
this
on
is
down.
the Performing Arts Center big production of the year. And how many folks are in the show?
Oh,
25, I think.
24. Yeah, 24.
Yeah. And the set is a real, it's going to be a real jungle here. Oh.
Yes, I'm so excited about this. The characters who get to do some special things in the show, which I don't want to say, I'll leave it at that. We've been at the theater about 2 days last week, so we've been gradually seeing every time we come a little bit more, and today there's more beautiful, gorgeous set pieces up, and it's just, it's very sumptuous.
Okay, now let's see. What is your background in Broadway shows?
Well,
where do you come to us from? Various stops on the acting.
I'm originally from Philadelphia, Philadelphia area, and my family's in South Jersey now. I grew up going to Philly Theater, right at the Walnut Street Theater, the Academy of Music. I saw all the tours go through there. And then I moved to New York in 2012, but I'd been coming up several years since I was probably about 10. I think I first saw the Radio City Rockettes, and then we would come up once a year and see a Broadway show. I've been fortunate enough to tour nationally with both Cats and Mamma Mia, and it kind of came full circle when I was on Mamma Mia 2 years ago. I played the Academy of Music, which is my hometown theater, and so now it was like hometown boy gets to perform in the hometown, so that was nothing more magical than that.
You know, and that's the kind of thing you live for.
Yes, it was
Isn't it?
an emotional week of so I think we were there a full week, and over 350 people from all walks of my life. I mean, my preschool teacher showed up, who I haven't spoke to
man.
since I
That means a lot.
It was surreal, so it was awesome.
That's right. That is Chris Stevens, our Tarzan,
Yes.
in Tarzan, the stage musical, and that is his real name, folks.
Yes, Chris Stevens.
It really is. And you are using your real name.
I am using Jenna Delaco. There's only one of me.
Yeah, that's...
No one else is going to have that name.
Absolutely. That seems to be the trend.
Yep.
Because in the great era of the great stars, those were all not real names.
Yes, yeah.
And that was... But now the trend is completely different. And now, when you go in, do you always have to feel, well, I'm the best for this? When you go in for a part?
I certainly am not that confident. I think that I have to, for me at least, when I go into an audition, I try to say, okay, this is what I do, this is my job, and I am going to give my best, and that's all I can do, and leave the rest up to...
I see. And what is your background professionally up to this point?
Well, I grew up in Westchester County, Stepneck Drum Club, whoop whoop. So I've been very lucky that I've had these people following me around, my friends and family. But
The
my
entourage.
The entourage.
Everybody has to have an entourage.
Absolutely.
Except reporters. We don't.
You don't?
We don't have entourage.
We'll be your entourage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my first professional debut was actually at the Westchester Broadway Theater. I did a production of Oliver there, and that was when I was in college. But I had been doing like local things around the county from maybe like 10. So after I did that production of WBT, I started to do some things in the city, and I do a lot of new musical theater, so things that are in festivals like the NYMF Festival, New York Musical Theater Festival, and lots of like cabaret stuff. So
Pain.
absolutely.
Yes. That's great. Yeah, because we who watch the shows have no idea how you spread yourselves all around various gigs around the city. And are you both acting full time or?
Well, it really depends. It's something that's not super predictable. So there are times when
Freelance work.
It is. There are times when I can go from one gig to the next, and that's lovely. And there are other times where I will be having little breaks in between and doing other things to make sure I can Safe
Now,
look.
what is your fallback job?
Oh,
If you do.
I teach a lot of music, and I've been teaching artists at a couple different schools, at the Pennington School in Mount Vernon, and at the Sandbox Theater in Mamaroneck.
So there is real life beyond the football.
Oh, yes.
Yes. And what do? You supplement?
Yeah,
do you have to at all?
I like to say I am a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day a week auditioner because I
Okay.
do that
I see.
full time.
Okay.
But I'm a server and a manager at a restaurant in Astoria, Queens. So I manage there a few nights a week, and then I serve the next couple nights, and that's how I make my money. And I'm auditioning every morning. So that's the way it goes.
I see. So reality by night and dreams by day.
You gotta pay the bills and still be able to do what you love.
You
Absolutely.
can use that.
Yeah.
Reality by night, dreams.
Oh,
by
we can
day.
use that? Okay.
Yes, you
Thank
can
you.
use that.
Thank you.
Just coined it.
Yeah, we got it.
Now, getting back to the show, how do you like the supporting cast?
Oh, very.
Because obviously the focus is on you, the leads, but the supporting cast makes the whole thing work. And I interviewed a couple of your supporting actors and actresses, the mother and
Oh.
father
Yes.
previously. And so how does this all work out?
Oh, they're fantastic.
They are.
I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like we are so lucky because everyone really is wonderful as a performer and as a person. I mean, usually that's like, oh, there might be a little drama when you're off
it's been
stage,
really
but
clear
it's been fantastic.
fun and just honest. I mean,
Yeah.
the work is honest. You're showcasing everybody's talents. We've got people who are tumbling in the show. We've got people who are doing things on ropes. We've got things like just pure, beautiful music, wonderful voices that blend perfectly together. You said you interviewed Corey and Jen, and
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
phenomenal. They play both my parents in the show, and just again, the scenes. It's an honor to be on stage with every single one of these people.
Yes,
on the
but
show.
they are gorilla parents.
They are
Yes.
I might make that clear
Yeah.
for those of you
Tarzan
not familiar
gorilla
with Tarzan.
Yeah.
That's right. And that has to be an intriguing role for them.
It's a lot on the body. I'm going to
Yes,
say
yes.
physically it's a
Yeah,
lot.
yes.
The show, I think any show has its emotional span of what it's going to take and the toll it'll take on you as a performer and a person. Physically, this show, I did Cats, but this is, I think, actually a lot more for me physically, and anyone who's playing an ape or a monkey on stage, and we're contorting our bodies in certain ways. We're doing
And you swing on a vine, right?
there's some magic vine stuff
Stage
there. You should
magic.
come check it out because it's worth
Right.
seeing. Yeah.
No, that I mean, Tarzan, really, if you're a male actor, that is the ultimate role.
Yeah.
Because it was a great creative creation by Edgar Rice Burroughs.
Yes.
It has lasted for 120 years.
And now there's also
They're remaking
there's
a
a
movie.
movie coming out,
I
a
didn't know
Tarzan
that, yeah.
film. Yeah, the trailer is up.
I didn't
Like to
know
watch
that,
it.
so that's news.
Summer 2016.
Yeah, it's hopefully maybe a blockbuster. It looks like it.
Yeah.
Well, Tarzan has always done well
Yeah.
because it combines some of the great romantic dreams.
Adventure.
The stranger,
Yeah.
the civilization getting completely upended by new values, etc. It's really a great show. It's my favorite show, and that's why you're being in it. I am a Tarzan fan, to say the least. But speaking of the family atmosphere in the show, we always feel that every show that's done everywhere, no matter how small, off-Broadway, up in the Berks, Summerstock, everybody is sort of a family. Is that really true? It has to be like an athletic team.
Absolutely.
Good
Is that true?
analogy, yeah.
I think
So, I mean, we're spending long hours a day together.
Yeah.
We're spending this specific time of year, we've been together throughout now Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up. You have to be. It becomes your home away from home. You're at the theater a lot. And yeah, I just think it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, actually yesterday was our day off, and I kind of did my things, and I said, okay, when am I going to see everyone again? Because I missed everyone.
Yeah.
It becomes
Well,
we become close.
It's like missing being on the air.
Yeah.
You live to be with that microphone. You really do. The microphone is your best friend, and it's your communication to the people as the stage is for you.
Yeah.
Right. There. That's a plug for why we need theater.
Well, the unique thing too about theater is, we're here for a reason to put on a show and make the audience feel something, but what some people don't always think about is we're still people, we're still going through everyday life, and we're still dealing with rejection, lots of family members, lots of friends. But at the same time, we still are expected to show up for you
The show
and do the show.
must
Yeah, absolutely,
go
they're
on.
not kidding when they say the
It's
show
not-
needs to go on.
It's
Yeah.
not
But that's
I
the
will
unique
say-
thing, is we get to invite people into our home for 2.5 hours every day
Yeah.
and take them away from the harsh realities of the world and just let them forget and enjoy a little bit of fantasy.
And perhaps deliver a little bit of homespun philosophy, sometimes harsh, real, but always makes you think. That's what I love about theater.
Absolutely.
So, thinking of now, how do you suspend belief? Like you were playing a romantic lead couple in a show, and I've always wondered how you can act that, and without it going beyond acting, and sometimes it does.
Yeah.
Well,
Can you answer that?
I'm very lucky. I mean, look at him. He's a very handsome gentleman, right? And we're both professionals. I always feel completely safe with Chris. I never feel like there's a line that's going to be crossed or anything. I would like to say we've become friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Words in your mouth.
Now it's validated on the air.
But yeah, I think it's a lot of trust that needs to be there, and anything else you want?
I mean, Jen and I are both very open performers and professional. I think I remember saying to her on the first day, I was like, listen, I'm going to play. If I make you uncomfortable, just tell me and we'll pull it back. And she said the same thing. And we're constantly checking in with one another.
we
Did that
check
work
in,
for you?
yeah.
Is this working? And if we don't think something is working, we pull ourselves aside during a break. And we'll work the moment until it feels right and natural. And yes, we've created a wonderful friendship with trust.
We've all seen shows where there's like totally no chemistry between romantic leads, and it obviously shows.
Right.
But can you act chemistry?
Can you act chemistry? Well, I think a lot of it has to be casting. I think that you do have to find sort of the right synergy between two actors, which I think that they hit the nail on the head. And once you have that sort of piece of the puzzle, then you can sort of build that relationship.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
Mm-hmm. Well, now we have a few minutes left in the show, and is there anything you would like to say about Tarzan in this production and why people should come out and see it?
Well, I would like to say, please, please, please join us. Please join our Jungle family and our show family and come see us this holiday season. There is something for everyone. There is stage magic, there is dancing, there is beautiful music, there is adventure and romance. We got everything, so come check us out.
And it's Disney. Who doesn't love
And
Disney?
Disney.
Oh, no, it's-
Exactly, and I never really did see the Disney movies.
Oh, if you're a Tarzan fan, you should definitely watch it. I
Definitely.
think it's on Netflix.
Yeah. Really?
It's a lot of fun. You're guaranteed a good time, and you're gonna leave singing some songs in your head, and hopefully feeling a little bit changed and happy around this holiday.
And you do not have to go into the city to see a really professional, pretty awesome show this season. So come right here, come join us.
I see. Chris, anything more you want to add?
Again, it's 2.5 hours of fun. Come on out and see it. You're gonna really take something, whether it's just the true meaning of family, just an appreciation for the arts. We're giving a performance that's gonna be remembered for a while. I think it's a lot of fun.
Okay, well, we have been talking with, because I don't have my crew with me today, Chris Stevens, who plays Tarzan and Tarzan the Stage Musical, and Jenna Delanco, who plays